Wow, how about this? Noble Gold, one of the sponsors of our show, has just been picked by Consumer Affairs, the rating agency, as the overall #1 gold IRA company in the United States. Talk to the team today if you're thinking about precious metals. And if you're quick, they're giving away an incredible 1/10 ounce American Eagle gold proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call the team now at 877-646-5347 to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Good evening. I'm still reporting on the coup. I know this will be difficult for some to believe, but the new special prosecutor just appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland, Jack Smith, was not just a prosecutor at war crimes trials. His most important job of concern to conservatives is that he worked to facilitate the greatest scandal in IRS history. Yes, the new special counsel, Jack Smith, who was just appointed to take an impartial look at Donald Trump, was the Justice Department official who worked with the most notorious IRS employee of the Obama era, Lois Lerner. Their job was to destroy conservative political opponents of President Obama.
Director Lois Lerner back in 2013 refusing to answer questions about her role in the agency's illegal targeting of conservative groups. Now she is pushing to make sure that that testimony that she gave behind closed doors, not what you just saw, is never revealed. She doesn't want the transcripts of what she said, or the audio, I believe there is as well, of what she said in that room to become public. She says that she does have the right to keep it, and she's pushing for that.
Because, Jim Jordan, what did we hear on Friday from Merrick Garland, the Attorney General? The DOJ lead person puts a special counsel on the Trump investigations. Yeah. Where is the special counsel on the Biden family influence peddling?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just one more example of how political the Justice Department has become, and it's why 14 whistleblowers have come and told us that, 14 FBI agents. But I want to go back. I want to go back to May of 2013. The Inspector General at the Treasury Department issues a report and says Obama's IRS targeted conservatives. In our investigation at that time, we discovered that the Department of Justice was trying to find ways to prosecute the very people who Obama's IRS targeted. And Maria, guess who? Guess who was the lead person at the Justice Department looking for ways to target and prosecute the very people Lois Lerner went after? Jack Smith, the guy Merrick Garland just named as special counsel to go after President Trump. Now, think about this in the broad sense. In 2016, they spied on President Trump's campaign. In 2018, it was the Mueller investigation. In 2020, they suppressed the Hunter Biden story just days before the most important election we have. And in 2022, 91 days before the midterm election, they raided President Trump's home. And then this week, 3 days after President Trump announces he's running for president, 1 day after Mr. Comer did his press conference, guess what? Merrick Garland says we're going to put in as the special counsel the very individual who was at the Justice Department and was looking for ways to prosecute the people Lois Lerner and Obama's IRS targeted. If that's not a political Justice Department, I don't know what is. So this is why we're going to look into this issue, and we're going to get to the bottom of everything they've been doing at the politicized DOJ.
Well, you all will have the gavel. James Comer, how do they keep getting away with all of this politicizing? Are you going to subpoena Joe Biden? Are you going to subpoena all of those involved in allowing China and the Communist Party to get inside the gates of America by paying off certain individuals like the Biden family?
We're going to subpoena whoever the investigation leads us to subpoena. We're serious about this. We're going to start with the bank records. We need those bank records. You've seen countless emails and text messages where Hunter has complained about having to keep his father up. There's no question that Joe Biden was receiving benefit from Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden's only source of income were our adversaries in China and Russia. So this is very concerning. The American people deserve answers. We deserve to know if we have a White House that's compromised by China, and that's going to be our priority in the House Oversight Committee.
Well, talk to us about these transactions, because, you know, they've tried to leak to the press that Hunter Biden is going to be charged with tax issues. Is it because he wasn't paying taxes on all of the money that Chinese officials and Ukrainian officials and Russian officials were wiring into his account?
Right. Yeah, he has at least a $2 million tax bill with the IRS. I don't know how many people you know that owe the IRS over $2 million, but Hunter Biden is one of them. But honestly, Maria, the tax evasion is the least of Hunter Biden's problems. And my fear is if the DOJ indicts Hunter Biden, then that will essentially protect him from a congressional subpoena from the House Oversight Committee. So I'm not advocating for Hunter Biden to be indicted. I'm not advocating for a special counsel, because I believe that if the Treasury Cabinet and if the banks will work with us, we'll be able to get answers to the most important questions on the House Oversight.
Jim Jordan, how did this happen? How did the DOJ and the FBI become so politicized? We know what they did around the Russia collusion story. They had no evidence of any collusion with Trump, and yet they pursued FISA warrants to spy and surveil people within the Trump world aggressively.
I don't know how it happened, but I know it has to change, because America is the greatest country in history, but we're not America. America is not America if you have a Justice Department that treats people differently under the law. It's not supposed to work that way, and it's why 14 agents have come talk to us as whistleblowers, and what they have said is at the highest levels, not the rank and file, but at the Washington field office of the FBI, at the highest levels of the Justice Department, that's where the politics is. One of these agents said it's rotted at its core. That's how bad it is. So, look, I remember this too. If you need any more, go back to Mr. Smith again. Jack Smith, there was back in 2013, his section that he ran at the Justice Department not only was looking for ways to prosecute the very people who were targeted by Obama's IRS, they also asked the IRS to give them confidential taxpayer information, and the IRS complied. Think about that. Wow. You had the Justice Department saying, we want information we're not supposed to get, give it to us, and the IRS gave it to them. So this is it seems to me, a pattern. It has to change, because if it doesn't, we don't have this great thing that we call America, where people are treated equally under our law.
So, as a matter of fact, Special Prosecutor Jack Smith is the perfect man for the job, if you ask Merrick Garland and Joe Biden or any of the coup leaders, but not so much if you ask Lady Liberty. You might have noticed over the past couple of days that the normal items that inhabit my background have slowly been disappearing. Well, that's because this will be our last night shooting at this location. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day.